Welcome to Political Pulse Live, the internet's #1 source for tackling social issues, interviews with local officials, and political information that matters most to your local community. Tonight, the crew opens the doors for discussing the failing bail reform policy that other cities and counties experimented with, now trying to make its way to Broward and Dane County.
Well, then hold on. So the thing is this, right? So what you're equating in a way, right? What is being communicated is serving in the military as a punishment.
Well, I don't know.
And you don't want that to appear that way, right? I think they spend a shit ton of money to say like, oh, like join the army, right? See the world. I mean, like they're trying to positively put a spin on joining the army. But by you having criminals who haven't previously offended or have previously offended?
Have previously offended. But here the problem is we got to look at where we are in today's world. We are raising people that don't even know what sex they want to be. We're raising
guess what? If you go to the Navy, they'll teach you that, this intersectionality is all okay.
Right.
Like that's right now. That's what our military is teaching our soldiers, not how to win a war, not how to use the equipment properly, not how to like get home safely, but how to make sure that you identify sexually which one you are.
Like, I gotta move to a safer country because I don't feel my military is strong enough anymore.
But just think about it, right? We're raising kids today that are just not men and women like they used to be. Probably the weakest generation.
I think you're on. There's a track the track I agree with, right? But I think like it should be some pre-military type thing versus actually joining a military. But maybe like a boot camp. You'd have to go.
That's what he was saying.
And then after boot camp, it gets assessed with that person. They get the opportunity to have the GI Bill to get a college education at it if they join, and they get a chance to go see the damn world.
Good idea. I agree.
A lot of these people need 3 meals a day. They need clothing. They need structure in their life. So if we're gonna put them in jail and waste our taxpayer dollars, why don't the government just put them into the military and make our taxpayer dollars worthwhile? Yeah. You may end up with a bunch of soldiers that actually enjoy it, right? You may end up with people that actually come out with skills and educated and become productive citizens.
Yep.
Right? It's just like the mental health field. When they put somebody in a Baker Act and they go into a mental institution for whatever period of time they're there, chances of them repeating the offense of trying, not offense, but repeating suicide or all the depression and everything is greater when they come out. Right? So why put these people in jail when everything gets greater when they come out?
Right.
I think, I don't know why our government ain't smart enough to figure this out, or do they not really want to solve the problem? Is that what it is?
I think you just hit a nail on the head.
I think,
I tell you what, the only way to put structure in these people's lives is provide what they're missing, which is discipline, someone that's a role model and it's in their face all day. They're being fed 3 meals a day and they're clothed. Right?
That sounds like
solve a lot of these problems.
No, and I think like the military has funding for it too.
It's got funding, right?
Right, because they have funding for all the new trainees. So I mean, like this is a filter, and the thing is, I think a lot of people have mental health issues because they are not inspired to do anything, right?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like they're too free. Like imagine, like when people were locked down, think about how crazy everybody went. Because they were just sitting there. Like some people didn't have jobs anymore. They weren't seeing people. They weren't going out there. They weren't being accountable for anything. I mean, all of this actually leads to like depression, right?
I had the time of my life. I'm not even gonna front. It was the best time. I miss it so much.
No, I mean, like, to each their own, but like on the majority of the side, right? Think about it. Like kids are having learning issues. I mean, there was more suicide. There were more divorces than ever because the husband and wife had to see each other's faces every day. But basically, like in this monotonous world, and no, I mean, like whenever they lock people in, like the SHU or whatever, when they do like these what is it called,
solitary confinement,
right? Solitary confinement. These people go nuts.
Can I interrupt you for a moment? Mo,
Yeah.
you seem to know an awful lot about the inner prison system. Something we don't know about you?
No, well, no, not about me personally, but like I said, I have family members and friends
I'm
who have
always
gone
kidding
through.
around with you, man.
Oh yeah. Well, I got they got cell phones and stuff, so they call you and they show you around on tours and everything. So
They have
Prison?
cell phones?
Of course, I told you, there's a whole other subculture, sub economy, and everything that takes place in the prison system.
No, I
They-
mean I
There's
know
more
that.
things in prison. They got cell phones, laptops. They got access to everything. Anything you want out here, they got it in there. Probably better.
No, see, that doesn't make any sense to me,
Well,
right?
that's why
Because,
they want to go back, Lynn.
Exactly.
Like Bill said,
Exactly.
they don't
I mean,
want
like-
the issue to stop.
The whole point is like when you go there and you commit a crime against somebody or someone or something, right? Like you
Mhm.
should not have any rights left, right? I mean, that means, of course, we're humanely going to treat them, right? They're going to be
Right.
fed food, but it's
Yeah.
not like, wow, you're going to get, I think there was like some show, I don't remember, like they were comparing like who has the better cuisine in prison.
Really?
Yeah. And it's like, what?
And you want to know why we're where we are, right?
Yeah,
You
why
go to prison
why
in
our
China,
prisons
I
are
can
full.
guarantee you there is no better Chinese menu in any other prison. But seriously,
Like this one serves Panda Express.
right? If we ever want to fix problems in this country, which we don't, it's obvious. The government does not want to fix problems. They want to keep them going because we need arguments for the left and the right to play with all day while they're screwing us from behind somewhere, right?
Mhm.
So the only way to solve the problem is what is the problem, and the problem is most of these crimes are because they don't have food, they don't have shelter, they don't have upbringing, they don't have a place to sleep at night. I mean, not all of them, but a good portion of them.
Mhm.
And jail provides them a sense of security, purpose, because they're around their people all day, right?
Mhm.
Their friends that they become.
Yep.
And then they have their crowd. So if we bring them to another way of doing that, while we're educating them and bringing them back into society as a productive person, and potentially they may love the military or a part of the military,
Mhm.
right? Because some of them, most of the people in prison are some of the smartest people in the world.
100%.
Oh,
They
yeah.
just know how to apply their brains.
Correct on that.
But if we train them, we may come out with doctors from some of these people. We may come out with excellent gamers that can be in handling these drones.
Mhm.
You may find some leaders in there that can run a troop,
Yep.
right? You may find Navy SEALs because there may be some badasses in there or Rangers or whatever else that like that kind of thing.
Mhm.
They're never going to go there on their own and take that chance.
Right.
So if they're going to be a part of society that's not productive, right? Don't put them in jail and give them a halfway house.
Mhm.
Give them this, and this is a structure that we all need because we need to start increasing our enrollment again in the military, and I think it's just a great way of making that crowd, that population,
Mhm.
potentially productive when they're done.
Now, again, this all, I think because again, we can't say that we're going to say people who are committing murders we're just going to send them to the military. So these are again for the low. I get what you're saying for the prison bail reform level crimes, the lower crimes that they're putting in that category. And again, Bill, I agree with you. I couldn't agree with you more. That's a better alternative, I believe, to say, okay, this person's doing trespassing crimes.
Wait, so do you guys know if there are different level? I mean, I know that they're like maximum security prisons, right?
Mhm.
Then there's like different levels of prisons. Like, I mean, some it doesn't matter.
As far as what? As far as
Does it matter? Like what Bill was talking about
having?
right?
I think it does matter because a lot of those criminals.
And does it matter how poorly we treat them?
What, in the military or when they're?
No, when they're.
There's a reason why you have maximum security. Well, you've got to assess each criminal because there's people in max security that probably shouldn't be there, but based on their sentencing, they're in the maximum security facility. Like lifetime, like people that are life or high sentences are going to be maximum security. Minimum security or medium security facilities are going to be your lower level inmates, things like that. The guys who are vandalizing or first-time offenders, second-time offenders, things like that. So you look at them, you assess their behaviors. All this is based on what Bill says, assessment, and say, listen, this person would benefit from a structured environment, a disciplinary environment, things like that. Or they do have, because again, they have access to school, they can get tested, and say, listen, if you come out and you want to go in the military, we'll not fast track you, but bypass some of the things that, you know, your criminal record would have prevented you from. And as long as you complete this, this, and this, then we would then put you through boot camp, send you to tech school, provide you with a job, and, you know, send you overseas or keep you here locally. You have now a future with their military.
You know, have you ever? I don't remember the name of this movie, but The Rock did it a long time ago, and he was a football coach at a
Gridiron Gang,
a
juvenile facility.
Facility.
Yeah, I've seen
right.
it.
And and it's a real thing. He just played a real character of the coach, right? And how this facility did not want to implement sports, right?
Right.
And The Rock was explaining to them how it builds character, gives them a sense of purpose, and whatever. So, I mean, it's an excellent movie. The Rock played excellent. The characters in there, the kids did a great job. But at the end of the movie, when those kids actually became a team, and they started winning games, and the Bloods and the Crips that were on the team together actually got over their differences and were now a team and understood how to work in society together. A lot of those kids went on to college when they got out. Some of them went on to be, you know, professionals and actually very productive citizens. Now, some of them ended up back there, and a few of them ended up dead, right?
Right.
Because you're not going to be able to fix everybody.
Right.
But what that structure of the sports that they implemented in these kids changed a high percentage of their minds on what it's like to be productive in life and to serve a purpose, right? The same thing, I think, in these jails. Now, you have people in maximum security that have been there for a long time, right? They may be too old for the military or something like that. But you know, they don't want to have these jails full of people, so they're letting everybody out. Instead of just letting them out, they should be doing, I don't know, and I don't know if they do this or not. I've never been in jail, so I can't tell you, but what are their skill assessment tests that they're running on these people? See where they fit, where they don't fit, what they could do and not do. You know? I mean, maybe some of these guys could actually be great in the law enforcement field, right? You know, like they do with bad check writers. You know, I mean, some of these guys, the FBI turns into, you know, employees if they're that good at what they do and scamming the world.
Yeah.
Right?
Depending on the crime. Yeah.
Right. But if our government and our jail system is just going to be a house to let them live for whatever period of time and then kick them back out, we're never going to get through this whole cycle. It's just going to be the same cycle over and over again. There needs to be, like anything else, like a business, a plan, right? And how do we make these people better? And if they're stuck here for the rest of their lives, well, what can we do for them? Because the internet now is everywhere. How can we employ them in something that's productive that they could be doing that's positive for something?
Okay, so, well, I think there's several stages and different things that could be done in every stage. Now, I don't know if this has been tried, right? First of all, like, you know, prior when they commit a crime. So right now we're talking about freshly committed crime, right? They have been arrested for it, and they don't want to overcrowd the jail cells, right? So jail is the issue we're talking here. And then, like, of course, prison reform is another part of it. And I agree with you that, like, we should actually make something productive out of them. But, you know, Kamala Harris is a step ahead of you, right? She got all these cheap labor to fix roads and do things, and keeping like small, like low crime levels hired by the state for like 10 cents an hour.
Maybe she'll put them on the moon because it's a beautiful place.
Mars. But think about it, because I was just Googling that, because there's a lot of companies that benefit from prison labor. Like you said, 10 cents an hour. I'm making 10 cents an hour with my life. Okay, if I keep the incarceration high enough, I can provide these companies with low-level labor costs. That's another factor or driving factor.
Man, we're sounding more and more like China and the Uyghurs, huh?
I mean, we have a system that works. It's like we have a free country where we have a or a low-level employment system, but it's our prison system because you put them there. And again, you guys can only eat good if they have money. You get money through commissary, but a lot of guys, their family forgets about them or their family can't afford it. So then it's like, okay, I need money. So you go work for like McDonald's, making probably the paste that makes the chicken nuggets or whatever, or whatever low-level employment needs that they have for 10 cents an hour. And you have nothing
keep
else
away from our food supply. I'd put them cleaning up the streets or something.
But even then, it's still 10 cents an hour. It's
sometimes
like
they work within the prison to do things, right? Like fix
Right.
machinery or clean or whatever it is. But I mean, instead of hiring outside, outside
outsourcing,
labor,
yeah.
they would just use the
I get
prisoners
it.
to do it for each
at
other.
10 cents an hour. And ultimately, they're saving a butt ton of money.
Thanks for watching Political Pulse Live. Please make sure you subscribe, like, and comment about today's show.